Welcome back to Big Blue Fantasy Podcast, where we talk about all things fantasy footballs and sometimes New York Giants. But this is not the Giants episode. We're talking about fantasy football. I had my fantasy football this weekend that just passed, and it was an auction draft, and it was my first time doing auction. I've never ever done an auction draft. I've done the mock drafts, but not religiously as much as I needed to prepare for this. And man, let me tell you, no matter how much you mock, you're not gonna get it right, but you can build a plan. When you mock, you understand there's certain things you want to go. So I read up on things in auction. They're like, you have to go at a certain amount for this player, that player, blah blah blah. But it's everybody's thing. Some people can wait and get the best and bid more when value falls. Or some people just goes heavy. So it was very interesting because you cannot understand who's gonna go for what. Certain players that friends are going to target, and that's what happened in my league, and it was really exciting, really fun. The first time ever we did auction, so join me. I was 12th overall. We did it's like the redraft, the snake format, so when it got to 12, I got to pick again. This way we made it more fair and not just like $1 the first person can bid and get it, blah blah blah. So this was fun. I really enjoyed the whole thing, and I think I did good. There are mistakes I made, and we're going to talk about the mistakes I made, what my thought process was. So make sure you like and subscribe. This is Big Blue Fantasy, not just a New York Giant football podcast, or it's more so we're a community. We're going to grow. We're going to get better. We're going to help each other. That is the goal I want to set for this podcast. So let's get it started. This is my auction draft. It is a half point PPR league, one flex, two running back, two wide receivers, one tight end, defense, kicker, quarterback, and I think 5 bench. So it's a auction draft is long, man. It's very, very long. It is so exciting. And you can see I already have Saquon in one of my league, and I am gonna take this dude wherever value falls. So my boy, the champion of the league, Hassan Ali, the legend of OB, he started the thing. He's sitting next to me and he's like, yo, I'm gonna nominate your dude Barkley. I'm gonna go for it. I was ready to go to war. I did many mocks where I'm like, I am gonna get Stephon Diggs and Barkley, and I was gonna go up to $60 each. I wanted these guys. These guys are in my tier 1. So what I learned about auction is have your guys in certain tiers. So when you put your guys in certain tiers and you see certain players going, for example, I had Saquon in the same tier as CMC, Chubb, Eckler, and Bijan. So if they were going at a certain price, like 50, 60, I attack it. But since Barkley already was the first player nominated, I set the price. People start low. They didn't know how to go. They don't know. They're using different ADPs. They're looking at ESPN. They're looking at other places, and everybody has different pricing. So I knew what I wanted. I wanted Barkley no matter what. I went to war. I won him at $51. And you probably looking at like, holy shit, some prices are wild. Yes, that's the beauty of auction, because when people wait, they were like, for example, the champion of the league, Hassan Ali, he waited to get his first player. His first player ended up being Gibbs, and he overpaid. People just nominated, and he wanted that player, and he just went to war. He felt like he missed out on talent, and I didn't want to do that. There are places where I got tricked. Oh man, shout out to Thala. He got me good. So this first round was very wild. Shout out to everybody in my league. I love these guys. I've been drafting them for a decade, maybe longer, maybe less, who knows. But these are my family. I've known them forever. Every single one of them, we've been playing together. But with auction, is very hard to understand. When Stephon Diggs came, other players were already going. Like, Hurts went early. Mahomes went for a lot of money, like 47. And I wanted Stephon Diggs. So even 52, I was like, that's value. Because when you look at it, Cooper Kupp went for 57. I have Stephon Diggs in the same tier. Justin Jefferson went for 66. Tyreek Hill went for 57. I have Stephon Diggs higher than Tyreek Hill. AJ Brown went for 46. I have AJ Brown in the same tier, borderline a little bit. So that was a steal by Danish. His first 3 picks a while. Like, look at even Irfan, if you look at Irfan's team, JT, Jamar Chase, Derrick Henry, like he got value. You like wherever you find value, whatever player you guys want, they actually went for it. They got the players they wanted, and I like their strategy. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure I get my players. After Stephon Diggs, I saw quarterbacks already. Jalen Hurts went, Patrick Mahomes went, and then Josh Allen got nominated. I wanted Josh Allen at a certain price, and I was very excited to get him under $30. That was my price, and it kept on getting closer and closer. I'm like, yo, man, if I get him under $30, I can plan my next move, blah, 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 this, like that. It got to 25, and I was just like so glued in, and my boy Thala took advantage of that. He saw how dialed in I was, and he dropped a $35 bid. Me, in the moment, pressed it, going, it might just go up by $1. It was a whole $10 more, and I'm like, fuck. And that $10 matters. Trust me, in auction, it matters, especially towards the later round, because the more money you have, the better your team can look. And after that Josh Allen pick happened, I had to calm down. I had to wait. I was like, you know what? I have to only bid at the right spots. I can't get a running back too now. Like, I wanted Aaron Jones, but I couldn't bid for him. Like, my max was like $32 at this point. And I'm like, I cannot do that, because if I get Aaron Jones and I waste 32, then I'm just getting bullshit players later. So I should be smart. Let's try to get value players and just fill up the rest of the position. Now I got my RB1, I got my quarterback 1, who is a running back quarterback. He's a running quarterback, great value. And then I got my wide receiver 1. Now let's get a wide receiver 2, flex, running back 2. That's my, I was bidding on other players too. Like, I wish, and I was trying to sell Amari Cooper too. I got Amari Cooper very quick. $90 for Amari Cooper in this terms, great value, but there were a lot of people that was still like, you see, Chris Godwin went 5. Jerry Jeudy got hurt, still 9. DK Metcalf, like Calvin Ridley went for 28. I was trying to bid for him too, but I'm not going that high. I think Amari Cooper is not that far from me from there. So Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, I had them both ranked right next to each other, like wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 tier, tier 3 or 4. And I was just like, you know what? I got Amari Cooper and I got Keenan Allen. I got my wide receiver 2 gone. My flex gone. I'm like, these are great PPR players. Even if at half point, Keenan Allen is going to eat. Herbert's going to is going to eat. Like CD Lamb, Keelan, and Kellen Moore is going to give him the work. Then I'm like, okay, then all these other running backs were going, like Brian Robinson, everybody was going. And I should have bet. I don't know why I hesitate on Brian Robinson. I just didn't have him as ranked as high as the other players, and I wanted Cam Akers, and I cannot believe I got Cam Akers for $9. I did want Darren Waller, and I didn't have money to get Darren Waller, and I know that's why you need money. Then you can basically plan accordingly. And then I got a little desperate because I needed a tight end. And I really, really wish I had the $10 save from Josh Allen. That way I could have gotten David Montgomery. I could have gotten other players at value. I wanted David Montgomery. I wanted Darren Waller, but I didn't have money. And it made me realize I need to be more calmer. And this was my first time. And I think I did fantastic in the draft. And for what I made mistakes and I actually recovered, like Cam Akers as a running back too, I could do much better. I could do much worse, but he's good for the way I drafted and for the value. I'm excited. I got Cam Akers. Then I got Njoku. Njoku was my next tight end left. After Piz, Goddard, and everybody was flying, I was like, I gotta get the next best available tight end, and Njoku for $2. I was excited. AJ Dillon. He had over 200 plus carries last year. I'm hoping he gets the same or maybe more. Maybe they might stop, using Aaron Jones towards the end because he's in the last year of his contract. And maybe they give AJ Dillon the bulk of the carry so I could probably get a late round running back too who's going to win me the league later on. Odell Beckham, because I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1. They paid him a lot of money. And in case Allen or Cooper don't turn out, at least I have him there. I took Damian Harris. I needed another running back, just in case, because I'm very thin on running backs. Very, very, very thin. Sky Moore, my number 1 sleeper, or one of them. I took him and I was like, I have Sky Moore in both leagues. I need Sky Moore. That dude is going to eat. Roshan Johnson, very, very high. I took Bucks defense, but now I've switched the defense here and there. As you can see, my team. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Barkley, Cam Akers, Njoku, Amari Cooper, AJ Dillon, OBJ, Damon Harris, Sky Moore. I picked up Deion Jackson and Jameson Williams. I still have Riley Patterson and Kansas City defense. It was a $200 budget, and I think I did incredible from what I've learned from my first time. This was my first time ever, and I got the players I really wanted. I got the positions of need. I think I covered it across. I got good players that have potential to finish top 5 at their position. I got the quarterback that has been quarterback 1 twice already the past 4 years. He's been twice. I think he had an elbow injury last year, so he should be better. I stacked him up with Stephon Diggs, his number 1 weapon. He is going to eat Barkley. I love my dude Keenan Allen. He's the number 1 wide receiver until he is proven that he is not. When he came back healthy, he was great. Last year, just health. Last year he was injured. And for those who think Keenan Allen's always hurt, go look. He plays a lot of games. He plays way more than majority of the wide receiver. Then Amari Cooper, sky's the limit. Like, the ceiling's huge. It's ridiculous, especially with Watson. I think he's do work. Cam Akers, he was eating at the end of the season last year. They just gave him the rock. He was running with Cooper Kupp back, Matthew Stafford back, and I think they're going to do, the offense is going to be better. I'm excited. I think I did a great job. I give this team a A, especially for how I drafted compared to other teams are good in this league, but I got my players. I am excited for the season. I think I'm going to do a good job. What do you think? Comment down below. Do you like how I drafted? What would you have done? Have you ever done auction? Let's grow together. This is Big Blue Fantasy. I'm Suhe. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.